Okay, so welcome back to another Master League video here. So today we're gonna be running a very good team, which is or a good meta team, which is the Dragonite, Zacian, and Melmetal. Zacian is a space swap here, and remind you, my Dragonite and Melmetal both are level 50, whereas Zacian is level 45, I believe. So Dragonite onto the lead versus a Togekiss, very bad matchup. So I'm gonna be swapping into the Zacian. Why Zacian is, see, if they're running a fairy team, they will have coverage for something like a Metagross or any other steel type Pokemon in the back. So running with Zacian gives us the neutral damage, and even Wild Charge doing a super effective damage in this situation is absolutely beautiful. So they go for the ancient power, we decide to give up a shield, and in the back there comes a Melmetal, and now this Melmetal will be getting hard locked with the Zacian because it has close combat as well. So close combat 1 lands, beautiful. Will the other close combat will land, or you get the final shield? No, it lands and it completely takes down the Melmetal. So now the Melmetal is out of the game, and now my Melmetal will be aligned to the Togekiss, which is absolutely beautiful, and that is what I wanted to have. And I think in the back there should be a fighter, because fighter does really well against the steals, right? So it will be a nice coverage if they have a fighter in the back. So I'm gonna be shooting these rock slides off onto this Togekiss, and Togekiss, they're given their final shield, and in the back, as I told you, perfect, it's a Machamp, and Machamp has a rock slide here, but Dragonite can easily tank one rock slide, and it can fire off Dragon Claw very easily. So I'm gonna farm a little bit more and then go to the Dragon Claw. Saving my Dragonite is of no use because my Wincon is with the Melmetal. So we got the Machamp very low, where we can get 2 Thunder Shocks and also get a few energy from it. And I don't think it's somewhere near to a cross shop. No, it's not near, and we have a rock slide ready to go, and the Togekiss knows it. Also we win the CMP tie there, beautiful. And we're gonna be wrapping this up with the first game. Beautiful set, and it's a very strong team because but this team plays on the energy. Like, there is not much of fast move pressure here, so it's only about the charge move. So Dragonite onto the lead versus a Giratina Origin, very bad matchup. We swap in late with the Zacian. Always remember, when you're using a Zacian as a safe swap, remember to let the first charge move go through. The reason being, Wild Charge and Close Combat both has the 100% ability to debuff yourself. So every time when you use a Close Combat or a Wild Charge, you're gonna get your defense drop by 1 stage. So you're gonna get hit with a lot more damage while you get unshielded, right? So Giratina Origin decides to come back in once again. So I'm gonna be doing some good chip damage with a Wild Charge. Both are resisted, but Wild Charge is really good in this situation rather than the close combat. So I'm gonna be shooting these Wild Charges off, and okay, we got this Giratina altered like around 45% HP, which is absolutely good. So I'm gonna be not shielding the first one, even though if it's a Shadow Ball we can tank it, but they went for the Ominous Wind, which is not good for them, and now they are in a very bad situation, and now they're gonna be going with the Shadow Ball, I believe. Yes, it was a Shadow Ball, and crucial game, right? And now my Melmetal is gonna hard lock the Sylveon. Even though I have 2 shields, there is not a lot more that they can do because the Giratina Origin is out of energy, and Sylveon's moveset is absolutely not threatening my Melmetal here, and my Dragonite is in a very healthy range as well, where if I get this Sylveon around like 20 to 10% HP, it could be able to take it very easily from there. Moonblast, not gonna do anything, and I hardly prefer you to run double Iron Bash if you have access to, because it was a special research one, but try Rock Slide as well. Rock Slide is also really nice because it was the old moveset of the Melmetal. So I don't have a double Iron Bash Melmetal, so that's the reason why I'm using the Rock Slide one. So I'm gonna swap it into Dragonite and quickly throw the Dragon Claw, but they somehow caught it on the Giratina Origin, which was absolutely nice. I think that was a simultaneous swap from both of our ends. And now I'm gonna be shooting the Dragon Claw off onto the Sylveon and surviving it somehow. So that was another battle. These are very interesting battles, Dragonite onto the lead once again against the Togekiss. So we're gonna be doing the same thing. I'm gonna swap into Zacian straight away, and once again they're staying in. And the hope is to get to 3 wild charges. If it's a level 50 Zacian, it can easily get to 3 wild charges, but here mine Zacian is a level 45 Zacian, and after the defense drop, it's very hard to get to another wild charge in time, so as you can see. But we can still manage to get 2 wild charges, which is really good, and we get 2 shields, which is absolutely beautiful, because getting 2 shields so early in this game is really helpful for my backline. And there's a Mewtwo in the back. Okay, but I'm gonna have to decide myself here, because I don't want the Dragonite to get aligned to the Togekiss. And here I will try to catch the charge move of Psy Strike, and we caught the Shadow Ball instead. Okay, it's fine, it does a good chunk of neutral damage here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw the Dragon Claw instantly, because I don't want this Mewtwo to throw again. And now I guess the Togekiss will come back in, and it will get a lot of energy from the charms, and as you know. But we still have 2 shields, and our Melmetal has a really good energy. The Rock Slide will be enough to KO this Togekiss. No, it's not enough, but it's a really good situation for me, because I can easily Thunder Shock the Togekiss down now, so that I can have energy in this situation. And the Togekiss is ready with another charge move, which is not good, and I have to give up a shield because it's a flamethrower in this situation, not an Aura Sphere. And in the back there's an Excadrill, so Excadrill is 1 mud shot away from a Drill Run, so we get to 2 superpowers in time due to the Thunder Shock energy gain. 1 land, second one, absolutely beautiful. Even though if the Drill Run would have been connected to the Melmetal, it would have been not enough to knock out it, even after a debuff. And now the Togekiss will come back in, and it's gonna get Thunder Shock down. It's a really good game. My opponent giving up 2 shields very early in the game, it's not identical, or it's not ideal at the same time. So Dragonite onto the lead versus again a shiny Giratina Oratin this time. Good shiny flex to my opponent, and my opponent is not doing any kind of fast attack to me. So that's the reason why I just stay in for some time, and I realize that they're not gonna come back. So wow, I'm not expecting this to happen in the Go Battle League, but sometimes Go Battle lag can struck you in many ways. So that's what you're gonna wanna. Now in the back there's a Xerneas. Okay, so really telling you, Xerneas is one of the best Pokemon to have in your roster for the Master League. The reason being very simple, because it has got access to Geomancy as a fast move, Close Combat, and Moonblast, which is absolutely, it's good against the steals to hit it with a close combat neutral damage. But only thing where you want to watch out is like a poison type Pokemon like a Nihilego, which is absolutely rare, but still you can build a nice team around the Xerneas here. So my opponent here is just locked, and they're doing nothing. So that's the reason why I'm just trying to wrap this up as quick as possible so I get into the next battle. But somehow my opponent now realizes that he has a game to play, so he come back once again. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show him some respect, and I'm gonna unshield everything. So let's see how it goes. So in the back there's a Zacian. So remind you, Zacian, in order to take the Melmetal out, it has to throw the Close Combat, and Close Combat does lower your defenses, so it's gonna be hard time for the Zacian to take my whole team down, because hence I have a Zacian as well in the back. So we get to another Rock Slide in time, and this Zacian is loading on energy, but the energy, if it has Play Rough, it's good against the Dragonite, and even the Zacian as well. But Close Combat will land, and I have a decision to make. I'm gonna come in with my Dragonite and instantly throw this Dragon Claw off, so that I can get a shield. Or yes, beautiful, we get a shield, and we go for the Superpower, because Superpower does more stab damage than the Dragon Claw in this situation, and due to the Close Combat debuff, it's enough to take down the Zacian down. So really good game. Very bad that my opponent had to come in the middle of the way. He had nothing to do. So hopping into the next one, we have Dragonite onto the lead versus the Melmetal. If this Melmetal is running Rock Slide, it's a very threatening for my Dragonite. If it's a double Iron Bash spam, it's okay. So I'm gonna be throwing off the Superpower straight away, and I'm gonna bail into the Melmetal to catch the charge move, but we CMP tie with each other. So I need to shield this because we are debuffed. So it was a Rock Slide Melmetal eventually, and I'm gonna catch the Rock Slide onto the Melmetal, but instead we catch the Superpower, which is not good at all. So, and in the back there's a Groudon. Okay, this is identical. Melmetal leads with Groudon safe swaps. This is what you want to see. whenever there's a Melmetal in the lead, you're gonna see a ground type, which is a Groudon, will come in the will be there in the back, so it's very easy to identify. And probably see, Melmetal is weak to fighting type Pokemons and fire type Pokemons, which Groudon will take it eventually. And Melmetal is also weak to ground type Pokemons. For the ground type coverage, they're gonna have something like a Dragonite or a Kyogre, which is also seems good in the back. So here there is nothing to threaten about against the Groudon, because Groudon is not doing any type of super effective damage to us. So Melmetal comes back in, so I'm gonna throw the superpower straight away. And I decide that my win con is with the Dragonite, because I'm expecting a water type Pokemon in the back due to their lead, because Melmetal, as I told you, it's weak to ground type, fire type, and fighting type Pokemons. So where fire type and fighting type Groudon covers it, but for the water type, they should have something else. For the ground type Pokemon, they're gonna have something like a Kyogre or even a Palkia sometimes in the back. That depends on how it goes. So, and the Groudon decides to come back in, so I'm not gonna mess around here. Throw the close combat straight away, and let's see what's in the back. And in the back, there's a Kyogre. So that's how you team read. This is what I'm trying to educate you, where how to team read the opponent and what is doing, what is not. So Kyogre in the back. So here we'll be able to take it, I believe, because in order to reach another serve, they need one more waterfall here. One or two, I don't, because this battle has sped up, so I'm not going to tell how it is. But yes, they one waterfall, and Dragonite wins a CMP tie over the Kyogre here. And the superpower is going to land, and we're going to take the victory here. So Kyogre also really nice Pokemon, very tanky, bulky. And if you wanna hard counter the Groudon, you're going to run some Kyogres. So Dragonite onto the lead versus the Gyarados in the next matchup. So Gyarados, this is a Dragon Breath Gyarados, this is a Dragon Breath Gyarados, and we swap into the Zacian straight away. And the Zacian here is going to come here and throw these wild charges. So before, there's a Togekiss in the back. There's a Togekiss in the back. Okay. So wild charge is going to come through here. So super effective damage. And we're going to shoot another one to make sure that we get a shield or take the Togekiss or take the switch advantage, but they decide to shield, which is fine. I'm gonna come in with my Melmetal and start to load up on energy. Remember, Togekiss has access to Aura Sphere, which is a Community Day legacy move, and it was the Aura Sphere one, so it was worth giving up a shield because it would have been done a lot super effective damage onto my Melmetal here. So now we have a really loaded energy on our Melmetal. Even though if the Gyarados decides to come in, I'm gonna just shoot some Rock Slides. But in the back, there's a Mewtwo, which is fine eventually as well. So my win con is with Melmetal right now. And I'm gonna just save my Melmetal because Gyarados is not doing any type of super effective damage. Aqua Tail is neutral, and the Dragon Breath is resisted. Side Strike from the Mewtwo, and I'll go for another Rock Slide here in the situation, so trying to get the Mewtwo as low as possible. And I'm gonna swap it into Dragonite, and I'm gonna farm down the Mewtwo straight away. So Gyarados is gonna come in once again, but by the time this Gyarados comes in, or even if it tries to farm me down, I'm gonna get with true Dragon Claws, which eventually get the Gyarados very low, where I can Thunder Shock it down with the Melmetal or even take it with a Dragon Claw. So now they go for the Crunch instead, but the Crunch is not enough, and they are in a very, very tough situation. And I'm gonna throw this Dragon Claw and take the Gyarados away. So a really interesting set, and this team got me some positive results. So do try it, and do like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the other video.